Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Daybreak Infinity Slayer. Now, if you want to see a true example of Modest Major enjoying himself in a Halo game, then you need look no further than this lobby. This was a tremendous amount of fun to play. I really feel like I performed well under the circumstances. I think a lot of you guys probably have misconceptions about my perspective when it comes to vehicle gameplay. Obviously, Ragnarok is my least favorite map in the gameplay, so that probably leads a lot of you to assume that I don't like vehicle gameplay full stop. In Halo Reach, the only thing that kept me on that game was the BTB warfare. The gameplay found in the vehicles on maps like Spire, on maps like Boneyard, was one of the true draws, and I really thoroughly enjoyed driving a Warthog on maps. I don't enjoy the turret aspect too much, but I do enjoy the driving, and it's the same with the Banshee. I'm probably not the best at operating the weaponry on it, but I do enjoy trying to test myself through driving. I say that whilst getting plasma pistoled and stuck, so that kind of takes away from my point a little bit, but that's honestly one of the things that put me off of Halo 4's vehicle play, is the inclusion of loadouts and the randomness of going into each encounter with a vehicle. You're like, oh, is there going to be a plasma pistol around this corner? Is there going to be a plasma nade? And as a result, I feel like it leads a lot of players who do adopt these vehicles to play in a much more defensive playstyle. And vehicles can already be pretty defensive, you know, in previous Halo games with their turtle-ish health and the way they can absorb so much damage, it can be frustrating playing a defensive vehicle player. And on top of that, the inclusion of plasma grenades and plasma pistols, and you see so many vehicles just keeping their distance because they don't want to risk any encounter, especially against a knowledgeable team. For example, this is on the DLC playlist. If you're going to play the DLC playlist, chances are you're going to get against a lot of stacked teams, and chances are you're going to see a lot of plasma pistol, plasma nade usage. And these guys were all using it, but they weren't using it to the best of their abilities. So yeah, it was a really enjoyable game, and it goes half and half. The second I go out of this Banshee, I actually get an incineration cannon in my ordnance, which almost felt like a reward for my efforts in the Banshee. And yeah, it's really weird. Sometimes when I play Halo 4, I get an ordnance, and I feel like 343, I feel like there's this secret algorithm. I know there is going to be some sort of algorithm to the ordnance, but I don't fully understand it. But it sometimes feels like it's just like a gift from the gods. Like, hey, you got a frenzy in the Banshee. You just earned an incineration cannon, baby. But then other days, it's like, oh, I'll be in doubles, and I'll be absolutely destroying, and I get a speed boost for my efforts. And I'm like, are you freaking serious right now? I don't want a speed boost. That only lasts like 2 seconds. Although, in all honesty, a damage boost, in my opinion, is worse to have than a speed boost. I'd rather have a speed boost. Speed boost, if you combine it with certain weapons, like the sword, the energy sword, and up-close weapons in general, the shotgun is another good example, it can be really effective. Whereas damage boost, I feel like, is an excuse to play stupid. You feel like you're invincible, you feel like you're going to go into any encounter and outshoot the other guy, but you never know if connection is going to affect you, you never know if that last shot isn't going to register, and it's just not something you can consistently rely on in an engagement. Anyhow, I kind of waffled on at the beginning of this video, and I actually have a topic that I wanted to talk about, and that is regarding the Master Chief Collection and Halo 4 being a part of it. Now, for me, I play a couple of games, and this game was another one of them, where I just realized, you know, even though Halo 4 has so many problems, even though it can be the most frustrating game at times, even it can be the most boring game at times, it has its glimmers and its moments of, this could have been one of the best Halo games. This had such a great engine. I love the weapon design, the sound design, and so many aspects are so up there for me. And it leads me into pondering for the Master Chief Collection and Halo 4's inclusion of it, and hoping that 343 take this opportunity to try and make a swan song for Halo 4. They try and make this last stand, this last effort of, you know what? We knew this game had potential. We knew there was something deep inside of this, and this time we're going to actually try and unlock it. Now, I don't expect them to do anything insane, but there's so many small changes they could make that would create a bigger picture, a better picture. and a brighter future for Halo 4. I don't want it to go in the Master Chief Collection and to be this dead side game that everyone talks about. Oh, I don't even know why they included this game in here. It's clearly, you know, not going to size up to its competitors whatsoever. I'd like it to have an element of, you know what, I'm not depressed that a Halo 4 map just came out, because right now, the discussions in our community are mostly like, oh god, I hope we don't get Halo 4 day one. Me personally, I don't exactly want Haven Infinity Slayer day one. I'm so over it, it's freaking insulting. And then you might think, well, it does have all the DLCs, everyone's going to get the DLCs from day one, maybe that's enough to push it over the edge. But in all honesty, I don't think it is enough, because the DLCs are too BTB influenced, and I feel like Halo 4 from its origins was too BTB influenced. When you look at the original map cycle, there was about 4 maps to play in a small enclosed Team Slayer layout. The game didn't need more BTB. Yes, I know that the Majestic map pack had Skyline, Monolith, and there were some great maps, and it would be really enjoyable to see that come into the selection. What I do really want to see coming out of Halo 4 on the Master Chief Collection is Forge test playlists, and them to continue on trying to enhance the game as much as possible, maybe even create some new Forge maps for the game, free for free create them themselves. I don't think it would take that much effort. They did it quite easily for Halo Reach. And then also, on top of that, work on enhancing the game modes. I think the game modes is a massive problem for Halo 4 in terms of having enough variety, enough player numbers within each playlist, making sure they're cohesive enough, making sure that there's not enough random variety. I've talked about this previously with stuff like the Snipers playlist, having Snapshot, Binary Slayer, etc. I think what would be really nice if we had maybe 4, 5, 6 playlists max, and they were really well tuned, and we had Legendary Slayer, we had a no sprint layout for customs, and just enough stuff going. I don't want to see Halo 4 be forgotten about and completely ruined. Anyway, I've gone over slightly the length, so I'm going to put something weird whilst I'm talking right now. But you know, overall, it would be really depressing to just see the potential for Halo 4 go completely wasted. And in all honesty, I don't think it would take that many steps to say, you know, to show that Halo 4 is at the very least a worthwhile game. It wasn't a complete waste of time. Because elements like the Thruster pack, the hit detection, the way that the BR skin looks, the way that the weapons look, the way that the weapons feel, the Forerunner weapons, playing the Forerunner weapons on dedicated servers, the railguns, you know, I don't need that many reasons to actually give that game a good try later down the line. Maybe I won't want to play it straight away because I've just played so much Halo 4, but I don't want to be like, you know, I don't want to be sighing, I don't want to be depressed whenever it comes up. And I feel like, you know, if you give that game better custom game settings, if you give it sprint descope like they're talking about, no sprint settings, and you'd only need them for customs, and then make the player settings good, because a lot of people didn't actually experience what Throwdown was like. A lot of people gave up on Halo very early before that. A lot of people didn't experience what Ricochet was like. A lot of people didn't experience a lot of the changes. When the changes did come in, the player numbers were too low to be able to actually help bring them to the forefront and show people that these ideas could work in a lot of ways. So yeah, I'm not completely against Halo 4 right now. I'm not saying, you know, I don't want to bring across the vibe on this channel that I think Halo 4 is terrible and I'm going in that camp. No, I definitely think it has potential, and I definitely think there's ways of making it an enjoyable experience on the Master Chief Collection and not a complete waste of time. Anyway, I've been Modest Major. Hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Peace out.